Good evening, creeps and ghouls. Welcome back to Dave's Dungeon. I am again your host, Dungeon Master Dave. For all you mutant family and dungeon dwellers, welcome home. Tonight, we have a very special review for you. Abigail. And might I say, this one is much ado different than the last one we just did. You see, while the last one may have been quite an introspection, this one is having too much fun for that. So, before I get too lost in the memories of everything we got up to in this one, let me give out my awards and my special MVPs to the people who made this possible. Director Matt Bettinelli Olpin and Tyler Gillett, claws out for you. And writers Stephen Shields and Guy Busick, you have our respect. MVPs for performances by Dan Stevens for Frank, Alicia Weir for Abigail, whom we will be watching very closely as she continues to grow and have a career. Catherine Newton is quickly becoming a fan favorite and always a win here down in the dungeons. Playing Sammy this time. Kevin Durant, good to always see you playing Peter. And Giancarlo Esposito playing Lambert. He's always a win. And Matthew Good. It was so refreshing to see him for the minute we got him. So with that out of the way, let's get off into it, shall we? Okay, so help me understand. You got this six-figure job, right? Where you go to rob a bank, or you're going to go kidnap someone's 12-year-old. Where did you find it? Help me understand. Where did you get the job? Everyone around here is saying Lambert gave them the job. But, they know so little about it. Like, how do you get talked into a six-figure job? You know, it's almost too easy. You know, easy money, six figures, no names. We're just putting together a team last second to help deal with something. It just feels fishy from the very beginning, if you ask me. Almost like you could smell it was a setup. But I kinda love that we waste all this time playing a little game of cat and mouse. Oh, and I also love how these dipshits also waste their time reading each other. Like, no one took 10 minutes to read Lambert while he was standing there in front of all of you and figure out that this guy was playing you? Aw, you bunch of doofuses. You're all morons to me. Movies just like shoving your faces in it. Joey, you're just as dumb as the rest of them. And explain this to me. How are you all stuck in one place in this manor that's been stocked with liquor and food and amenities of all sorts, but no films, not a single horror movie or a video game or a party game of any sorts, not a checkers, not a pack of cards, nada. Nothing to keep the bored kidnappers occupied. Who plans a kidnapping like this, Lambert? Shame. I say shame on the host. Party foul. But of course, we have to know who we work for. It can't just be that this really good, lucrative job fell into our lap. Thanks for poking around, Joey. At least we had a heads up. And of course, Frank breaks the protocol. But, Joey broke it first by taking her blindfold off. So, who's in the wrong here for real? Oh, but in Frank asking Abigail a few questions, him and the rest of the party realize they need to get the fuck out. Why, you may ask? Well, in taking this job and, I don't know, kidnapping a 12-year-old, they never, ever asked one simple question. Whose 12-year-old did we take? Uh-oh. Yeah, that's right. Turns out, these numbskulls took a mob boss's daughter. Oh, and as we find out, Lazar is not one to show mercy. Or if he does, his type of mercy is more like flaying you. Or just decapitating you before he kills you, or, however you want to think about that. Decapitate you while you're alive. Plop, just fresh right there. Swap, head gone. You're watching yourself do head over neck. Oh. But the party quickly realizes they need to leave. Too bad for them, they made the bad decision of even walking in this place. Because it's built a little bit like a lobster trap. A little easy to get in, but damn near impossible to get out. Oh, and then, in a horror movie of all places, if you start noticing people who want to group up because they're Semper Fi, they're going to be amongst the first to die. Bye, Don Rickles. Bye. But then the spare gets drank. I wonder if Abigail got a wicked buzz after she ate the drug-addicted driver. I'm also, at this point, wondering how many of them she actually needs to eat to be full. But way to go on drinking the driver and not spilling a drop or knocking him over. Good job. But then everyone gets spooked because, body without a head, no blood left. Whoopsie! Wonder who did this. This reminds me of that time we We were hunting this guy named Valdez. Ruh-roh. Too bad for us. Valdez is in the house tonight. Oh, but too bad for them. Abigail has another name, and it's Valdez. Ah, to realize you're standing there having an argument in front of Lazar, this powerful mob boss's daughter, only to realize that his daughter is Valdez, Lazar's lethal assassin. Lazar is this little girl that you all kidnapped in the pink tutu sitting on the bed. And she, whoopsie, even more, is a blood-hungry vampire you were all brought here to feed. Whoopsie. Oh, you bunch of popsicles, dum-dums, and dumbbells, all of you, one and all. But thanks to Frank and his quick thinking, holy shit, pop a cap in her, Frank. Shoot her right between the eyes, Frank. She's coming right for us and packing teeth. And probably the best line in the film. So what do you guys know about vampires? That they're not real? Thank you, Peter. Oh, and that was, Peter is one of my favorites. Kevin Durand as Peter. It does such a good job. And then again, if Kevin Durand wasn't giving us one, Catherine Newton's right behind him. Sammy, those are fucking onions. Well, I don't cook. Oh. Then we all go dancing with the dead dudes. Drained dump. During a dastardly Donnybrook. Three-way Donnybrook. And Frank with the get her. Like that's ever worked. She gets him with one of the most impressive stabs through the leg that I've ever seen on film. My man walks out of there with a piece of wood in his leg that, oh man, is almost thicker than his own leg. We get the dance of Abigail's dead swan lake in 3 movements. Stab, stab, stab. Then we go on an Abigail hunt because we've only got one weapon for getting her this time. And she's coming right for us, Terminator style. And she's got a mouth like a sailor when they get her. Boy, oh boy, does she swear to eat 'em up one side and down the other. And that's right, while Abigail's in the middle of flying off with Frank, Peter comes in off the top stair. That's right, Peter, drop the people's elbow right on top of her. Bite her if you have to, damn it. Watch him, you'll get it. But she gets caught, of course, only to be woke up at the bottom of an elevator shaft with your food apologizing to you, thinking they're the ones that caught you. Aww, cute little snacks. Then we get a rather slow part where they try to negotiate with the devil's little girl, who has one hell of a daddy's issue. Oh, but she's not as stuck as everyone believes. Whoops, messing around with that again, are we, Frank? Ooh. Well, we find out at least one of the old vampire allergies actually works. Abigail and the other vampires are violently, explosively allergic to sunlight. Foreshadowing alert. This one gets gooey. Meanwhile, we get the best use of Danzig in a transformation or dance in a movie that I think I've ever seen. But new vampires really gotta remember that allergy to sunlight. It's a killer. And everyone involved is in a splash zone. Then Lambert comes back in a rather weird kind of way and offers Frank a deal. A deal where they'll kill Abigail and Joey. Can anyone see where this one's going wrong without me giving it to you? Oh, if you watched, you already know. Why would you trust this to go well for you, Lambert? Lambert gets double-crossed in the first minute that this deal is done, in a moment of pure irony that even Abigail has to take a moment to laugh at. Then we get the first of Abigail versus Frank. Vampire on vampire, fang on fang action, no holds bar, blood, guts, and gore action. The way we horror fans like it. And our titular hero of a mom gets to say goodbye to her young son that she's been so worried about this whole movie. By answering machine. Aww. Being a deadbeat by distance really sucks, don't it, Mom? But then one more thing. She finds out just how painful it is for a human to fight vampires. Yeah, humans fighting vampires in this film do not have a good time. Then we get the second. Abigail versus Frank. Now with 50% more Joey nailed to a fucking wall. Only to be given one of the most, I would say, I did not see that coming lines. I want to say, I did not see this line coming. I know I should have, but I didn't. From Abigail. Here's the thing about being a vampire, Frank. It takes a long fucking time to learn how to do the cool shit. Which, of course it would. Of course it would. I love it. Only to end on Daddy's home. And the house is quite a mess. And he thinks Abigail's in quite a bit of trouble, which isn't untrue. But Joey has helped her sort that out. To a degree. So that when he walks in the front door, oh, there they are. Oh, and for those of you who have watched my other reviews, no, not that Daddy's Home. Not that movie. Though, if you haven't seen it, worth your watch this Halloween. But the movie ends on a rather positive note because Abigail made a friend. Yay! She didn't kill one of them like she promised. Yay. Hey, that's as good an ending as you're gonna get this year. Dungeon dwellers, freaks, creeps, and weirdos. But I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope you'll see Abigail now streaming on Peacock and available for rent or to buy on Amazon Prime, where I bought it myself. I know this one doesn't seem like a whole lot. I know some people are passing it over going, it's about a kid, pass. I warn you, don't underestimate this one. Worth your time. I am actually awarding this movie Horror Movie of the Year and of the list. Now, I know. I can hear some of you already going, whoa. No, whoa. As much as I liked the rest of my list, and I think there are a lot of really good movies, and I didn't bring you any this year that I think are less than a 9. I think Abigail is the first one to be trying something. Now, that doesn't mean I've seen every horror movie that came out this year. There might be better ones, but for me, for this list, this is my top. This is my number 1 if I was ranking this list. Now you may be going, why did you give us the number 1 at the 3rd spot? Because I think as we go along, this list will get harder and harder core, meaning it's only going to get harder to watch. And that means for those of you who have the stomach for it, you'll get to see the rest. But some of you, I know, this might be where you fall off inevitably, as it happens every year. But I'm not disappointed in you. I rather appreciate you for being here, like I do with all of the Children of the Dark. So once again, let me just say thank you for joining me around this campfire once more. And thank you, dungeon dwellers and mutant fam alike, for joining me for another episode of Spooktober Movie Review for 2024. So once again, good night, sleep tight, and don't let the demons bite. Sweet dreams.